So the second point, have a vision. Um, so this is just about defining early what it is you're actually trying to do as a business. Capture why you've started your business and what you're trying to achieve. Um, Write it down, put it on the wall, put it on the floor, have it as your desktop background on your computer. Have it somewhere so that you're reminded of it constantly. And I guess the point of this is everything cascades from this vision. So depending on how big your business already is, you can put a different time frame on it. But let's say you create a vision and you say we're going to get there in the next 2 years. What that does is it defines where you're trying to get to in the next 2 years, from which you can cascade down. It tells you automatically that means we need to get to this point in 1 year. That means we need to do this month. That means to get to our monthly view, these are the things that we need to do. We need to do this week. And likewise, if you're going to do that this week, that's what's getting you out of bed that day. So I think it's easy enough to Google different businesses visions. I think just a sort of example around this. So when Innocent started, it started with the three founders sat around a table. They were all in the position of, they all had separate jobs. They were all still working. They sat down and they said, okay, our vision is to be West London's favourite little juice company. Within a couple of years, they'd grown that vision to be, okay, we're going to be London's favourite little juice company. Within, I think, 5 years of that, they then grew it to be, okay, we're going to be the UK's favourite little juice company. 7 years after that, they set the vision to become Europe's favourite little juice company. And 15 years after they all sat round that table, they'd done it. They'd built a business that was the biggest juice company in Europe. And why did it work? It worked because it just gave absolute clarity on what they were trying to do. And so I go for it, Akil.
So if you're thinking like that sounds really crystal, right? I want to be West London's biggest juice company. I want to be London's biggest, country's biggest, Europe's biggest. I guess you have to start somewhere. And what I did in the link in the chat was I just put a link to how to make a 6-month vision from Saturday school. Because what we do is we teach you to just like where you're at today, draw a line on the page and say 6 months time, a year's time, 2 years time, and you just plot out the major things that you want to achieve on that. And you can be specific and measurable, realistic and timely, and you can just get those things down there. So it's not beyond anyone to start and make a vision. I just want to make that really clear. Just that you don't even need sometimes you don't even need 3 people. If you've got yourself, just write down what you want to achieve. And I think that's just a good starting point. And putting it up everywhere, I also agree with I put my vision boards up like where I can see them. So mine's on my wardrobe. So I step to get dressed every morning and I look at what I'm trying to achieve, and it's like, okay, it gives me a refresher of what direction I'm meant to be going in. So just letting people know those things are there for them. It's easy.
Yeah, I think it is worth just to, I guess, add on to that. It is worth spending time getting this right. So if you spend time on the vision and you get it right, it then helps with so many other things. So pretty much every big decision you come across as a business, you can then put in the context of, does it help us hit our vision? So when Jasper started Camden, he came up with the vision of doing it for great beer or not at all. It's still the vision. If you walk into the Camden's office, it's the first thing that you see. And about 5 years ago, he had the really tough decision to work out, okay, do we go after investment or not? At the time, sort of no craft brewery in the UK had taken investment from a large brewery. he looked at the vision and said, actually, if I do, will it help get more people drinking great beer? Will it help my business do it for great beer or not at all? And it did. So he went for it. I think the other thing with visions, it's worth thinking about, and why it's worth spending time on, is it's going to engage everyone in your business ecosystem. So this isn't just about you getting out of bed in the morning. It's about what drives customers towards your business, what drives consumers towards your business. How are you going to convince like suppliers that they're supplying a viable business? How are you going to convince your team? How are you going to recruit people onto it? It all comes back to this vision. So yeah, I think it's bang on in terms of what Akil was just saying, in terms of like making it a key part of your business plan.